jump in. Map number 1, Achilios, BlossoM versus KongDoo Panthera. Here on Ruins.
Yeah, well. Tense atmosphere here in the studio. Roar will start on the Winston. I think this is with Achilios. I think this is his map you'd want to play him on control because it's less of a Reinhardt map than, say, Oasis or Lijiang Tower, even Nepal, where you want to run the Orisa and the Reinhardt a lot of the time.
Say no Widow for Ding, of course. It's going to be Decay operating on this pick. With Ding flexing over onto that D.Va. Cap going to come through for KongDoo. Already take the lead on that. Roar takes a lot of damage, but manages to stay alive here for the moment.
So as you can see on the UI at the top of your screen, KongDoo Panthera kind of breaking position here, breaking roles. But that's the flexibility they're known for. A lot of great bash from Youngjin. That was insanely risky, but it pays off.
So very low, but still plays forward fearlessly and allows for Koma to go ahead and scoop up that initial kill on Mineral. More charge for the Primal Rage, but otherwise.
Very much Roar who kind of keeps the team together here, like Glue in the front line. So Illicit tries to flank right now. He spots Decay for the 1v1 here. Should be able to get it. He's got a pulse. Misses it.
Yeah, Orb of Harmony going to come down. Helps keep Decay alive. The pulse bomb going to be wasted. Illicit not able to find it. Shot going in on a Mineral here as he jumps in onto the point trying to get this flip. But Swoon's going to go down. Ding just runs him out with that D.Va. Now, going to be delaying even further with that Transcendence. Decay finds that pop up there, taking down the Onsan Sniper. And Roar can just push all the way forward as they look for the stagger in onto the Tori. Won't be able to get it, just dangerously close. He manages to skirt away with his life, but it's already 60% gathered up here for the side of KongDoo Panthera. Rally going to be called by Sia.
Yeah, Sia pulls out the rally. KongDoo Panthera could match it, but they want to be greedy here. They'd rather save it until after the fight or use it during the fight to match. They will have a sound barrier very soon.
Mineral coming around the side, already has to pop that Primal Rage. The Focus Fire coming in onto the Winston. Now jumping forward, looking for the pick off as Luffy will fall. A good kill coming through here for Swoon. Koma nearly having the sound barrier ready to go. Could delay this for the side of KongDoo as they try to maintain control, but now Youngjin's going to go down. Ding going dangerously low. We'll just go ahead, toss out that self-destruct up onto the high ground on the walkway, tries to make it back in, and actually finds a pick off there onto Tori. So a nice little consolation prize as BlossoM desperately tries to flip the point. Sound barrier comes down for Koma. Looking to delay as long as they possibly can, and Swoon will pop that Transcendence, making sure that he's maintaining that armor here on the Zenyatta. As Roar goes down and the flip comes through from BlossoM, and final tag in from Koma will cost him his life.
They waited, of course, to see if Dotoria was going to use his barrier or not to use Koma's sound barrier. And after he died, they waited a long time more because they were like, I don't know if we really want to commit this. But after the self-destruct got that pick, they decided, okay, in the longer fight, we might be able to actually just win this map. It's unfortunate that they do come up with an ult deficit despite the situation there, but it doesn't really matter all too much because obviously, as we see the third-person peek around here, KongDoo Panthera has the time advantage. They have the ability to build 6 ultimates. BlossoM slips up once, and they lose the map, whereas KongDoo Panthera can just eco-push their way to those ultimates. You can see Illicit shutting down the approach there from Decay.
Yeah, but now Widowmaker here for KongDoo Panthera, and Youngjin's going to go down right off the bat. Sound barrier in from BlossoM, plus with that armor on top of the rally. I think it's a pretty easily won fight. Ding going to get popped out, goes down. Decay taken out, as is Roar. No tanks available outside of Youngjin. Just wants to build up for that rally now.
Exactly. Sia, well, yeah, he's looking for the rally, but Sia's already halfway there too.
Yeah.
And
the armor's still on Tori and Swoon.
This is one of those new things in Overwatch that you have to take into account because before this, all ultimates are temporary, right? But this is the only persisting ultimate that you maintain armor with. So this just makes it so much more difficult for KongDoo Panthera to use time efficiency.
Listen, he's looking for the pulse, throws that one down. Not going to be finding the pop there, but Ons does get rid of Luffy as that Transcendence is available. Youngjin pushes forward, gets rid of Sia. Rally going to be used as KongDoo tries to get this flip. It's 75% here for the side of BlossoM. As everybody's under fire, Pulse Bomb out from Decay, not going to find the pick. Swoon's still going to be pretty safe here with this Zenyatta, still has that armor, but KongDoo Panthera are starting to get this flip coming through into their favor. Mineral drops back down, no Primal Rage to speak of. Bubble going to be body blocking for that self-destruct, and actually finds the kill in on the Youngjin. So alleviating some pressure, and now BlossoM might be able to win the fight. Going to be a trade out as Mineral does go down, push forward here with the Transcendence, trying to heal Roar, but he can't get there in time. He's going to go down. Neither Winston available here on either side. The pulse bomb from Illicit follows up, gets the kill onto Luffy. The sound barrier is going to be a bit too late to try to keep that Zenyatta alive. Okay, tosses his own, doesn't find anything for it. Illicit gets the pop out there on the ding. He'll go down, and BlossoM looking to turn this one on its head as they try to take down Ruins. They have the flip. Overtime ticking away. KongDoo Panthera. Can they turn this one back into their favor? Illicit nearly has another pulse bomb ready to go. Youngjin pushing forward. Rally going to be up at 20%, but he is getting focused down, and he is going to die. Illicit comes up with a kill. Koma just trying to dash around, trying to buy some time. The Discord orb comes in. Roar goes down. Lucky falls. That is going to be Ruins going the way of BlossoM.
Very close opening map, but On's winning the Widowmaker battle meant that they switched over to the Tracer. They tried to flank. They tried to find a way in, and they were looking for these wins with the consistent damage that Tracer provides, but they were just totally stomped by Sia's superior, to be honest, Brigitte. He was able to shut down the Tracer, also win the Brigitte 1v1s against Youngjin, killed him several times solo, and, you know, Ons was untouched the entire time, so even though we weren't watching his first-person view, he was adding all that extra damage, weakening everybody, so they were losing the tank war on their approach. So we head into Lighthouse now. It is going to be Pharah, of course, coming out for Ding with the Brigitte, which is going to be the swap again with Youngjin and Decay, Decay being the Widow. So the Widow Pharah, very common. Youngjin going to be able to give armor and healing at long range just by point click to the Pharah, so very handy. But it's going to be matched on the other side. Ons, though, not running his trademark Widow, will be the McCree this time. Again, focus on the tank busting.
Swapping.
It will make a switch. A little bit tougher to run that against this composition, specifically on Lighthouse, but they lose a lot of ground from this hero swap.
Yeah, cost them some time, but the initial cap from KongDoo Panthera didn't really cost them much on Ruins. It was a very close match, but they were able to finish that one off. Cap nearly comes through for KongDoo. Decay just taking some pot shots here as Sia goes low. One more rocket would have finished him off, but the pocket is there from Swoon. That area healing up from Dottore does help keep him alive, but Ding comes into the back line. Youngjin going down in the meantime, but Ding finds a pick off there on a Swoon. Now Dottore falling, no healers available for the side of BlossoM, so KongDoo might be able to hold this one out, but as I say that, Luffy's going to get Goomba stomped. Mineral goes forward, takes him out, but Ding is going to win that Pharah battle. KongDoo Panthera should be able to maintain control here for the moment as Ding will get taken out. On's trying to trade this back, Mineral diving in, they're looking for the Brigitte. And Youngjin will go down, Mineral able to finish him off. And now Koma in a rough spot, gets jumped on, Primal Rage gonna get popped. Now looking for Luffy, takes him out. One more swing of the fist. He will fall. Koma up onto the high ground, trying to stay alive. Point getting capped in the meantime here by BlossoM. They'll finally contest as Roar goes forward, but he doesn't have a Primal Rage to match. And Illicit is able to just go ahead and blow him up.
Okay, flip comes through. BlossoM has control now with a superior Widow player. Decay's trying to make an argument here. And when they faced off against Happy or Metabellum, you know, the coach was talking about that earlier, but it wasn't won by Widow prowess, it was won by superior Pharah play and the tank line of KongDoo Panthera. Ons is really taking control right now. Ding's trying to sneak around the right side as Roar also makes a flank through. But this needs to be efficient because if they blow these ultimates and don't come up with success, they're going to be massively
He's dashing forward, looking for maybe a barrage setup here. There's no D.Va, so not going to have a defense matrix to block these out. Sia goes down right off the bat as KongDoo tries to get the flip back. 41 to 35% at the moment here. Mineral going low, will go down. Youngjin comes up with a kill and Roar kills off On, so can just hold on to this barrage. As KongDoo try to just naturally flip the point, but BlossoM are trying to buy as much time as they possibly can. Final rocket lands straight and true, takes down Illicit. And another follow-up there onto Dottore. KongDoo Panthera finally flipped this one back.
Really important that they did it ult efficiently as well, using nothing to get that flip. Now they're going to have ult advantage with the even control meter here, just evening it up at 50% there, now taking the lead. And Ding is just one of the better Pharahs in this league. He and Ivy, I think, have really taken the cake on that one right now, and just finding all these angles to do damage. Holds the barrage because he knows he doesn't need it.
Yeah. And get rid of Ons. That's like one of the only things that can actually kill that Pharah instantly when the barrage gets ready to come through. Battle of the Winstons here up front. Mineral trying to get closer to that Primal Rage. Jumps back to join in with the rest of the squad. KongDoo, since the flip, have taken the lead here.
Now look at this gatekeeping here with the Pharah. Ons for the first time can't get line of sight, can't expose himself. Illicit's hiding, spotted. So they have all the information right now. As you see, Ons just struggling to get any line of sight, any angle to punish this, to approach this point.
That's going to be a pretty big punish here as the King goes down. Now the sound barrier out from KongDoo Panthera as they try to save the fight. Roar goes low, but he can't use the Primal Rage. This could be the moment here for BlossoM. They use their own sound barrier, start pushing in. Tick building up as On switches for the snipe here onto Luffy. Hasn't been able to find it, but the flip does come through right before overtime would start rolling in. Ding getting shot up over the top. On's looking for that headshot there onto the Mercy. Not going to be able to land it.
Counter rally.
Go down. Counter rally does come through. Decay takes off Ans's head though. Swoon might be able to get in a position to try to build that res back in. For now though, going to be pocketing with Illicit as they wrap over to the side. Barrage going to be ready to go from him. And as the Primal Rage is going to get used here. Roar jumping in, just trying to get the corner in onto Sia, trying to burn him down. Mineral under fire, will pop his own Primal Rage off screen as Ding just tries to build up for a barrage of his own. But Roar will fall. Watch out for the Illicit, finds one, but yeah, that's going to be Ding coming in, just gets the rocket to the back of the head.
They need more though. They need more than that. That's not going to be enough.
They try to get the res, but they interrupt that one, so Swoon not going to be able to bring him back. Actually does pull that one off in the end. Thought maybe he'd been booped out of range, but does pull him back through. Decay going to get knocked off. Tori taking him down. Mineral diving over to the side, helps take down Coma, and KongDoo Panthera might actually just go down 2-0 here on Achilios, unless you can pull off a big
barrage.
It's going to be the barrage coming in from Ding, looking for a little bit more.
Double.
Sia. Swoon comes in
the melee
and takes down Ding with the melee shot. But he managed to get 2 kills. Is that going to be enough for KongDoo to get the slip? It would be double overtime if they can pull it off, but Youngjin is just going to get burned down. Ons here. Swap over to the Tracer, manages to get rid of the Vegeta. Ding brought in by the res. They get rid of the Tori. Big delay tool eliminated here with the Lucio. Now we're into overtime, but they can't tag in. Nobody's going to be there. Ons just a second too late. And KongDoo managed to tie it up on Achilios. Everything going to be settled on Lighthouse.
As hype as it is, they're able to take a crazy retake and win that fight. No one is happy on the side of KongDoo Panthera. This is historically their best map type against one of BlossoM's worst. In fact, their very worst.
Yep.
Winless in Contenders on this map type. And it looked dominant in the early parts of Well and, of course, the beginning there on Ruins. So these position swaps are, in theory, very intelligent, but in practice looking a little bit weak, a little bit shaky. Decay versus Ons is not working out. That sound barrier missing Roar was what almost cost them the game. He gets the barrier, he lives, gets the Primal Rage, but he was just out of range of that sound barrier. They fight it back anyways out of pure mechanics and Ding's Pharah play, but now we're seeing Ding switch over to the Diva.
Yep.
It's going to be the solo DPS Widow. They're not even going to play the Pharah here. Let's see if it works out.
Yeah, gonna have to be worried about Illicit. Decay has to be Johnny on the spot with getting that Pharah out of here. Right now gonna be hunting as he sits on top of the Lighthouse here on the platform, but so far hasn't really been given that many things to shoot out. Now has to kite around the side.
You're 1v2 in the DPS role now. You really have to come up big.
This is that headshot there onto Ons. Mineral will go down, alleviating some pressure. Roar gonna get stunned up, but has that burst healing coming through from Youngjin to help keep him alive, and Youngjin able to get the kill onto Sia. Near wipe coming through now onto BlossoM as Ons will get burned down. KongDoo Panthera yet again have the initial cap.
Sia's gonna make a swap. Ding's at 80% of a self-destruct. They maintain ult advantage. Ons did more consistent damage than Decay did, but it was the tank line that that lost the fight for BlossoM. They ended up getting kind of chunked out there as the Brigitte pick didn't really end up being very useful against this composition. Rally is the biggest ultimate that Panthera has in their arsenal now because it's just going to make them so much more difficult to approach once that is ready. They're just going to pop it out the second he gets it because he knows that armor is going to make the tank line stronger and empower Decay's line of sight.
Yeah, those that one in. Mineral going to go down, further delaying that Primal Rage and allowing Roar to catch up, honestly, because he's kind of been slacking in that regard, currently at 62%. So we'll be building up slowly forward. They still do have that self-destruct, which of course will buy them a lot of space on the point itself and stop BlossoM from contesting it unless Mineral can get that bubble directly on top of the mech.
Well, Decay pops out the oversight. They see the approach. Coma gets a boop on the Swoon, technically. Probably going to go down either way.
Yeah, it does fall, and the res is available as they are running that Mercy, so Dotori just going to be bringing him back in. Swoon trying to build up for that Transcendence. Just going to be halfway there at the moment. Ons wins the Widow battle as Decay goes down. Ding dangerously low, going to get knocked out of that mech. Self-destruct going to be burned just so he can get back in. And now the points start to be contested here from the side of BlossoM. Barrage comes down, Illicit going to go ahead and get rid of Ding immediately as he gets back into that one. And now they knock out Sia. Uses his own self-destruct. Gets back through. The flip nearly there for the side of BlossoM. Now taking the fight to KongDoo Panthera, who do not have any more ultimates ready to go. Coma trying to leap around, but the rockets come through, and Illicit takes him out. Primal Rage here from the side of Roar. Finally got that one available. Pops it. Manages to get a kill in onto Mineral, but the healers on KongDoo Panthera, they're the ones under fire. Now Roar is going to be joining them in the grave as this Youngjin.
I think it's important to remember that this is not the birdering rascal KongDoo Panthera that dealt with these scrappy fights that were so famous for winning Achilios and Lighthouse specifically. This is a new roster, and in these scrappy fights, they're coming up empty big time. They're a team that likes to win snowbally fights with tank compositions, and when things do not go their way, it's tough to find a plan B with these types of, this meta that we're in, honestly. And Youngjin is, I think, having a lot of trouble on this Brigitte, to be honest. Winning these longer fights, he's being outplayed by the side of BlossoM. And Ons is making it just so difficult. Every mistake is so highly punishable in this Widow meta, where you show your head once or you get out of position one time and you're dead. And things can snowball away from you.
One thing gonna be on the hunt right now. Sia kind of isolated in onto the point by himself. The barrage comes in from the backside, and Illicit gets rid of one, but will get taken down. Luffy manages to find that kill. Ding gonna fall, and the res comes back through for the Mara, so Illicit right back into the fight. Only missing out on that Diva at the moment. KongDoo Panthera struggling to get back in onto the point. 96%. BlossoM been holding for a while now as they approach 60. All of these games neck and neck, double 199.
Support ultimates.
Will we see it again?
Support ultimate's really the only thing that KongDoo Panthera has to approach the point.
Here we go. We're connected. All right, the fans trying to wake themselves up, trying to be reinvigorated here as they get ready for the second map of this series.
Yeah, we had some, again, flexibility being a double-edged sword for KongDoo Panthera on the first map. As we head into the second one, looks to be a pretty weird defensive setup if this stays true. The Pharah Widow on King's Row with Ana, and it looks like it is real.
Yeah, been this for a while. Yeah, they're gonna have to stick through this, otherwise Illicit is gonna be way too late. I mean, we know that Illicit is a wonderful Pharah player.
But I mean, this is just a little bit unusual, shall we say. It's not that it's never been done before, like you were saying, we've seen that already, but it is going to be the triple tank with Pharah that we saw so much success with for KongDoo Panthera, especially on Rialto.
But here we go, we get to see Decay back over onto the Zarya.
Ding on the Hanzo.
The opening shot is going to take him low, but
the
he'll
Ana
get back up.
Is so good against these types of tank compositions because you really shut down the sustainability with the biotic grenades. The heal denies can be so powerful. But they're not running the Lucio, actually, because they are keeping the Hanzo here. They want the extra damage from the Discord orbs.
Zhangshik with just getting hit up there by the rockets. The back angle here from Illicit. Doing a decent bit of work. KongDoo Panthera now pushing forward, trying to get in onto the point. Zhangshik kind of by himself at the moment as he tries to kite back, but won't be able to do so. Mineral takes him down, but the rest is going to be there from Coma to pull him back into the fight. The tanks on the side of BlossoM going low. Swoon and Mineral both going to die. Now Sia will fall as well. Ding pushing forward, finds those shots in onto Illicit, swaps over, gets the Tori, then follows up onto the Pharah. And that should be the cap here onto point A for KongDoo Panthera, not wasting any time.
It's always the toughest part to kill the Pharah with this composition, but Ding is able to do it easily once he's forced onto the point there. Or once he forces his way onto the point, excuse me. One of those weird things I always end up catching myself saying. But as he forces his way onto the point, he gets the Pharah down, which was the predicted composition for BlossoM. Predicting Panthera would be running this and that they wouldn't have any way to deal with the Pharah, but the Hanzo shuts it down. Here comes the Dragon Strike through the wall, just to push them through this archway.
Throws it down. It's actually just going to be Youngjin falling, but now Mineral will get clipped by that Dragon Strike.
Shatter committed as well.
Not going to be there. BlossoM still not going to have that one. And as you say, the Shatter going through, but Zhangshik just going to get cut down. Ons comes up with 2 kills.
A lot of things happening at once. The observer's like, whoa! What do we watch here? Ons gets a double kill while the Shatter goes down. He's got to keep changing camera angles.
Keep flipping around.
Decay is about to have this grab surge. And
they don't have the, they don't have
he already used it.
Dragon Strike ready to go with it. Still going to be pushing forward here, making decent time on this push thus far.
He's got 100 energy.
Has the Graviton ready to go, tosses this one in. On's going to be eliminated off the bat as they charge forward, get the pin onto Sia. Mineral and Notori both going to be following suit as they go down, and KongDoo Panthera still over 4 minutes on the clock, getting ready to roll into point B.
They knew that Decay had full energy and he was going to do a massive amount of damage. So the charge, the fire strike, and everyone just falls. You don't have to have the combo to make that grab surge effective. That's obviously the strongest and easiest way to get maximum value. But when you're at 100 energy, this basically becomes a DPS, not an off tank, what Decay is playing. And we're going to see the rally coming through for sustainability here as they do shove this around the corner.
Youngjin just trying to get everybody topped up with that armor. Doesn't really find Luffy though. He's not going to be getting any. Gives it over onto the tanks here.
Sia's caught.
Zhangshik trying to use that Earth Shatter coming through. tosses it down. They'll just go ahead and pick up 4 easy kills. Ultimates aplenty on the side of BlossoM, but they got to get respawned in here. They have to stop this push. 5:05 on the clock.
They're going to get grab searched out of spawn.
Pushing forward, rounding that final corner, getting dangerously close. Grab, ready to go. Just going to toss this one down. Locks everybody in. The Dragon Strike spilling through. Nobody going to die. However, Soon keeps everybody alive as best as he can. And answering Graviton Surge in onto the cart.
They're down on numbers,
got his own Transcendence, however, trying to keep everybody alive. Sia, the only one playing up forward, not really taking much damage here at the moment. He's up over 90 energy, but finally the shots start coming through. They lock him down, and KongDoo Panthera, with this King's Row pick, they get a massive time bank.
They certainly do. They go to a map where they're comfortable, and the toughest point they dealt with was the Pharah defense on point A. But Ding said, what Pharah defense? Is able to get onto the point, use the Storm Arrows to knock the Pharah out of the sky with a Discord Orb. They ran the Zenyatta over the Lucio, which is less common with this type of attack, but it works out when you're able to, with the Hanzo Storm Arrows, basically force the tanks away because you're doing so much damage, and then once you get on top of the Pharah, blow the Pharah up. Discord Orbs make that kind of damage a lot more consistent, I guess, overall versus a Lucio, who gives you mobility, gives you more sustainability in terms of the AoE healing that comes through. But they had the Brigitte, which also gives that AoE heal with the auto attacks. So, or left clicks, I should say. So we don't really call those auto attacks in this esport. But you guys know what I mean. But basically auto attacks. Now we're going to see them run the same comp, it looks like, on defense for the most part. And it's very strong on attack and defense on this map. Let's see if we're going to see Pharah again to try to counter it here out the gates. Once they see what it is, that's a pretty common response. We do see the Pharah locked in for Swoon, but we know he's not going to be the one playing it if they want to run this.
Not quite. Illicit at the moment, going to be showing that Roadhog.
Taking a breather quite literally here. Just resting.
Having another little sit down. The break's went enough from the pauses. Just needs a little bit more time to gather his energy.
Changshik flexing his Reinhardt here. You know, perhaps making an argument to be the best Reinhardt in this league right now. He, Roar, and Bumper are definitely up there.
Bumper's had some really good moments as of late. But here we go on the attack. Going to be Tori yet again on this Ana.
Almost mirrored composition. The Ana does stop the healing, which can be quite useful on attack especially.
Yeah, especially when that Transcendence comes through. Just deny all of that away. Charge coming in. Changshik getting locked up. Heal denies through. Sia finds the kill, but Mineral traded out as Ding finds the shot with the Storm Arrow. And KongDoo Panthera, they're going to be the ones with the res to bring Changshik back in. Swoon goes down. They follow up with the kill in onto Illicit. A nice little kill here onto Decay. Going to be slowing up that Graviton Surge just a bit.
There is
already nearly halfway there.
There is something that we have to mention, the cautionary tale of GC Busan, of the attackers who traded ultimates in the fight rather than baited the ultimates, then went in for their follow-up ults. If BlossoM does the same, they will struggle against this defensive setup for Panthera. Not as much of a choke on this map, but Eaton is the Dragon Strike.
Dragon Strike not going to be coming through, but doesn't really need it. He's just going to follow up, gets a pop on the mech, and Illicit goes down from the Storm Arrows. Ding says, well, okay, you want to punch me with that? I'll just go ahead and rip your team to pieces.
It was pretty forced, the
them.
D-Matrix there. Like, sometimes it's okay to just split against that. If you're pushing yourself out of position to absorb that, sometimes you pay the price, as we see here, just to the Storm Arrows with the Discord Orb. KongDoo Panthera leads ult charge very slightly. The rally is going to be the big one that they have before this fight starts.
I mean, Ding building up for another Dragon Strike very rapidly, already at 75%. Rally going to be coming through from KongDoo Panthera now.
They should save this Nano. They should not use it to initiate.
They're just popping this, but Lumpy and Coma not really getting any of that armor. So a bit of an odd one. Graviton Surge now coming through. Dragon Strike ready to roll. Swoon has a Transcendence, but it's not going to matter. They still manage to find the Tori. It's going to be Sia knocked out of the mech. Everybody just dying as the Baby Diva tries to escape, but to no avail. A couple smacks with that Discord Orb means Youngjin gets the kill. Nearly has another rally ready to go.
When you look at these players, there are exactly 3 players that were pro gamers when this was the meta on King's Row. They're Changshik, Coma, and Luffy. A single other player on these teams is familiar with this style, and you can see BlossoM just doesn't understand how to approach with their nano boost here. They never played that meta. They never lived it in Apex. They've got the grab. At least they didn't waste that. But there's
massive one coming through. The Dragon Strike just barreling over all of them. And that is going to be Ding nearly getting the A single-handedly. Changchik managing to finish off Sia. But goodbye, good night, BlossoM. You're out of here.
Oh my God. They still have the Graviton and a Shatter on their own to attack, but their time bank significantly reduced. Efficiency is the name of the game here for Panthera. Decay builds 60% of another grab through this. This team will not be stopped.
Building up as best as he can. On's going to be throwing down that Graviton Surge, trying to get the pops in. Luffy has that Transcendence ready to go. The self-destruct down from Sia, not going to find a damn thing. He'll make it back into the mech as they approach getting one tick. Changchik going in for the charge. He's getting jumped on. Mineral going to be locked in. Another Graviton Surge coming through. Dotori dead Sia out of the mech yet again. And this is just going to be BlossoM getting picked apart. The tick not even gained. Now they have another Dragon Strike ready to roll. Changchik nearly another Shatter, and BlossoM are under threat of being full held on King's Row.
I mean, it's going to take a miracle to make this work. It's the experience of Changchik, who, like I've mentioned, like Alpha, has been able to say he's looked Kaiser in the eye and Earth Shattered him. He lived through that meta when Miro was on the Reinhardt. It was a different time, you know, when players like Reinforce were top pro gamers, right? And here comes another Shatter potentially. Dragon Strike to lead through.
And Dragon Strike just rolling on in. Illicit's going to go down, denying that rally even further. Changchik and Mineral just going to be matched up with that charge, but they have the follow-up on the side of KongDoo Panthera, and now it's 15 seconds remaining. Somebody from BlossoM is going to have to get this tag in. Mineral needs a massive Shatter with the follow-up if they want to try to take this fight, if they want to get this point. They have to go all the way to point C still. 3 seconds remaining. Somebody has to tag in. Looks like they're going to be looking for Dotori. The Earth Shatter coming down, locks out multiple people. Sia and Illicit already dead. Dotori gets the tag in. The poor COT, but he is going to fall. It's another team wipe coming through, and KongDoo Panthera very swiftly shut out BlossoM here on King's Row.
It's their meta. This is what they're great at. You know, there were so many famous players during that era. You know, Hoon on the Zarya, Changchik, his teammate, was hitting the Shatters. You know, players like Alpha, Kaiser, Miro, in that Reinhardt era. And I was not, by the way, trying to throw shade at Reinforce. Johnny's one of my close friends there. Just saying it was a different time, right? Where Reinhardt was the meta, and you know, Winston was kind of the flex, and then players like Miro sort of changed it. We became very accustomed to that new dive meta shortly afterwards, and Reinhardt became somewhat of a lesser picked hero. But now that we have this meta that Reinhardt is so prevalent in, and KongDoo can play their old style, Changchik, of course, one of the best players during that era who had the ability to stack these up with grab surge, with Hoon, his teammate, who was best Zarya in Korea, best on King's Row, and you know, Zumba eventually did overtake him.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a period there where Hoon was more famed. Whew. But anyway, that was a clean defense. This is kind of the rock I was talking about in terms of KongDoo Panthera. Like, how do you crack this? How do you break this? They ran a mirror comp against a team that's better at that style, and it showed. I mean, the Dragon Strikes with the Shatters, the grabs that were better, the more consistent build of the grabs. Decay is once again on fire. Control, the scrappy style where you need more mobility and you need more flexibility in hero swaps. You know, that's when Panthera misses out a little bit. But when it's this map, this point A, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a tie-up on the series. KongDoo Panthera bouncing back after the loss on Achilios, staying focused throughout all of the technical issues that we had, and they just absolutely smash BlossoM there on King's Row. So now it's 1-1. BlossoM's map choice coming through. Where do we expect to go for Assault?
I'm trying to think about,
I know it's kind of a tough one.
It is a tough one. I feel like Volskaya is your best bet. Like, it's the map that's the most wide on point A, where it's also a long approach where you have to go through a choke point with your tank comp if Panthera is trying to run that again. And then on B, you know, it's just not even really viable compared to maps like Hanamura,